Hi, it's Sarah Jane here from Natural Heating, and I've been lucky enough today to come and be allowed to video a Westleigh stove that we've put in this lovely house. Now, Fenella, who owns the stove, is very keen on Instagram, and she's got a lovely channel with lots of pictures and things on there. She's so into interior design and made such a gorgeous job of this house. I'm sure you're going to love it, and hopefully she might even be on the video if she's brave enough for me. Now, she's got an external twin wall system, so I'll take a look at that outside before we go inside. Because there was no chimney in this house, so the lads built her a chimney breast inside the house, a fake one, and the flue is on the outside. So we'll just take a little walk round and go around the side and see this flue. So there you go, all the way up the outside and through the wall, and you'll see it's a fake breast on the inside. Now, can you get far enough away for you to see? That's my little car. We'll get the wood out in a minute. And there's their flue system compared to next door's. You can't really see it any better from the garden because it's behind that hedge. Oh, don't be shy. Well, this is Andrew and Fenella and their beautiful little house. And this is the Westleigh, which we're just going to put some logs in and get up. This has been in here how long now? About a month?
2 months.
As long as that?
Finished for the last month, yeah.
He's lovely in here. So this chimney breast wasn't here at all before. Well, it was slightly. There was a little bit with us electric fire sitting out the wall, wasn't it? So Louis built all that out, and they bricked it all up, and you've had your beam and everything put in there first. And that's twin wall insulated flue, straight off the top, right down over the collar with an adjustable piece on top. And then that goes up there and then through the wall on the outside. So it gave you that feature that you were really looking for in your room. There's so much pattern in here. I am so jealous because you're so good at this. It's beautiful. That's one of the things I'm never able to do, is to put all those different colours and decor together and actually make it work. So what size is this room? It's what, 20 by 15?
20 by 13, I think, something like that.
And it's open plan to, oh, Fenella's beautiful. It's like straight out of Laura Ashley magazine. Can you come and do mine? I need some help with my kitchen. That's stunning. Absolutely stunning. So that's got to be about another 12 by 15? 12 by 16 probably.
Yeah.
Good size room, but it's all in one. So how do you find it heat-wise for both of those sides?
It keeps it nice and warm, doesn't it?
Here and
Both the big L shape.
yeah.
Do you get enough to go extra through the door? Through that way?
Yeah, she tends to have that door shut. But
Because I like it nice and warm in here. Really warm.
It will heat the rest of the house to a degree.
Yeah. Well, it is only a 5 kilowatt, but
Yeah.
that gives us between a 3 and a 7 kilowatt range of heat output to the room. So that's like 3 to 7 1 metre wide radiators. I said to you before though, didn't we? You should be an interior designer. I'm hoping you're going to take that a bit further. Come on, Fenella.
I'm a bit shy.
You're so good at it. You really are. So what's your Instagram channel then?
Pardon?
What's your Instagram channel?
Fenella Cope.
Right, okay, well, we'll put a link for that in, and you can show off your stuff later, huh? So when we're first lighting a fire, especially with an external flue system, it's really important that we get that chimney up to temperature as fast as we possibly can. So what I've got here is some small logs, and these are kiln dry birch, and I've cut them so that they're no more then about 2 inches or so across. So we're going to put a couple of small ones in the bottom and then another 1 or 2 across the top. And then the kindling on top of that. Now, this looks like it's a huge fire, but it's our first load. And there's a very good reason for why we're doing this. And then we'll put a fire lighter in there and then another couple on top. Right, just like so. So we've got a whole cold flue system on the outside. And what we're trying to do is push the cold out to get the fire up to temperature as quick as possible. So the whole reason for doing this is wood should be burning from the top down. So it's like rolling a snowball down the hill. So we're going to start off and it burns gently. And as it will take 1 layer of kindling, the next layer of kindling, the next layer of kindling, and then onto the logs. That means an increase of pressure. The first load that you put in, it's essential that there's enough fuel in that fire, because what we don't want to do is open the door. We want to push the cold air up, 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 till it pops out, like popping a cork out of a bottle. Once you've done that, the smoke can't come back down and bite your bum. Because if you don't have enough fuel in there and enough heat and enough pressure, or you put your kindling in the bottom, the kindling burns down, the logs crush down on top of the kindling, you open the door to put more fuel in, and then the smoke comes in the room. So you're causing a drop in air pressure. We do not want a drop in air pressure. We want a building pressure the whole way through, so that until you've developed your hot red ember bed on the inside, we don't open that door. So we start with the door slightly open and the air vent slightly open, and we do not open that door again until everything is up to temperature, and then it will never smoke back. It should also always light first time every single time. Now, I've brought my blowtorch, not because I need a blowtorch, but because I can do it one hand and video at the same time. So I've just lit my firelighter's on. I'm trying to remember which way's open and shut with this stuff.
Right is open.
Right is open in this one. I was so busy using the archer that goes the other way I forgot as of today. Right, so our firelighter is lit and the first low of kindling on the top is going to take. So I'll leave the door slightly ajar and you'll see it pulling away nicely. And it won't take long for those logs to catch. Now these are birch, which is quite a soft hardwood. Right, so we're just shutting the door, so that's going to slow down the flame a bit. But there's enough draft in there to get it going to start. So what you'll see is the logs are already starting to catch. There we go. But if you look at my kindling, there's lots and lots of life left in that kindling because the top layer is caught and the other layers are barely burnt. Now if they're in the bottom, by the time your logs are caught, your kindling's nearly gone. So because your kindling is nearly gone, you're going to open the door to put more fuel in. And we don't want to be opening that door. We don't want to be touching that for ages and ages and ages. So that's it. We should just be able to do it like that and leave it alone. And as you can see at the inside at the top, actually, you can see it all starting to go black. And that black is carbon just because it's cold. And that will all burn back to being cream coloured once it's up to temperature. But if you can see from in there, it's creeping down the pile and it will soon catch the next layer of hardwood. Sounds mad, but it's not as hard as oak or ash, and it burns quite rapidly and hot with a good flame. And I always prefer to use kiln dried where possible for lighting fires and for test burns because you've got known results and I get the same thing every time. If you're buying in hardwood or you've got your own wood, it's still, you really do want to chop them into smaller pieces, and I'd still advise something like birch or beech for lighting purposes because we will need the initial fast heat up. So what you'll see here on the inside is that is all starting to catch quite nicely. The bottom of the kindling has dropped and we're already catching fire to the logs. But the entire structure on the kindling is still going to stay there for long. I thought you might like that. You were telling me about your cherry baked whale cake. So what you've got there is you've got one of those little wax melt burners that we keep in the shop for going on top of your wood burner. They're good, aren't they?
Well, I saw this the other day, didn't I?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
well.
picked it up and I said, what's this? And then I picked it up again. I said, there's a candle.
Yeah, well, I thought, you make so much cake. I can't bring you cake and I bring everybody cake. So,
So you put them in there and you put them on
you
the
put
top.
a couple... Yeah.
How lovely. Thanks.
They're cute, aren't they? So I brought you a
Yeah.
couple of the wax melt bars. And
Oh my gosh, that's lovely.
it's cute, isn't it?
Better than lots of my presents I got last week. Oh, how lovely. It's wonderful.
There you go. But see how quick your fire's getting up to temperature. And you see, if I can zoom in. No, you can't really see from here. But there is a white patch starting to appear on the baffle at the top. Where it's starting to get up to temperature. Where it's starting to heat up.
You know you've done well when it's all clear.
But as you can see, it's just, there's so much structure in that kindling left. For ages and ages and ages.
Andrew's, yours burns quicker, doesn't it? Yours crumbles
Yeah.
from the top. So what's the difference then? Could you build good fires? What's the difference?
It's literally just setting up. That's
You
just
don't
that's
put
just.
4 on the bottom, do you? You put 2, don't you?
But
Well, the pile's higher.
I think
well,
that's what it is.
yeah,
the
but
fire.
well,
Because it's...
you can because those are big long logs. They're 10-inch long logs.
She staggered them like that. Hasn't
I'll leave
she?
you that bag. But they're 10-inch log kiln dry birch, so I've just overlapped them. But putting 4 small ones, especially when you've got a big high chimney and it's outside, so it's all cold and takes ages to go, just means that it gets up to temperature much, much faster because you're not going to let the pressure drop, so we don't have to open that door for ages. So it means your fire develops quicker and you'll get heat out of it faster. So it's going good guns. There's a lot of pull on this chimney. It is a long flue on the outside. Very long flue on the outside. But plenty control on it. And it's not fully heated up yet. You turn it a little bit back from there. Oh, that's cute. Very cute. See, that's quite a nice speed now. But there'll be ages and ages. That's still our kindling fire. That's still our structure. The kindling's still there on the top. And the inside's just about up to heat. So that needs nothing done to it now until that's all burnt down. It's so pretty. Fire's been burning, what, a good 45 minutes? It's getting dark out there now. Even the flashlight on the phone's coming on. Yeah. Oh, flash is back on. Well, you probably got another 15 minutes out of that, off that kindling burn before we even need to reload. And it's been going for about 45. But that is why we like to load with the good size load in that first firebox and just give it plenty of time to get up to temperature, especially with outside flue systems, because it makes a wonderful difference about how easy it is to get going. It's lovely and warm in here and it's as bright as a button, and that's still our kindling fire. So there's lovely control in this, and it looks just beautiful in this fireplace because it's such a classical look and timeless stove that would fit in anywhere. And this is quite a new modern built house, but with beautiful classical features, and it just fits in and it's stunning. So I'm glad to see these guys enjoying it, and it's a pleasure and a huge privilege to be able to come and video it in situ. So thank you ever so much for letting me come and see it.
You're welcome.
So I hope you have lots of years of enjoyment in it, because it's just a lovely home and a gorgeous wee fire.